there, friends. Rebecca here, the Dragon Librarian from Farmington Community Library, and I'm very excited to introduce you to one of my new friends, Zephyr. Zephyr is one of my new dragons that I just recently hatched. I got 2 dragon eggs on my latest trip to Zanzibar, and this is the first one that hatched, and his name is Zephyr. So he is very excited to meet everybody. He's super excited to read and discuss all kinds of really great books, and the first one actually that we want to talk about together is a book that I've been wanting to read for a while, at least a year, and I just hadn't got around to it. And the reason I wanted to read it was because it keeps getting checked out of the library. I know it's a really popular series, but I had never heard of it before or really, known much about it. So I thought, well, this sounds really cool. I want to try it, check it out, see if I like it. And I did, and I'm so glad I did, because I read the first book and I absolutely love it. So this book that I'm talking about is called The Last Kids on Earth by Max Brallier. The Last Kids on Earth. Now, this also says that there's a Netflix original series too, so I guess there's a TV show as well. I've never seen it, and I've actually not heard anything about the TV show, so I can't really say whether that is good or bad. But the book, love it. So this is the very first book in the series. There's at least 5 or 6, and maybe even 7. This is what the cover looks like, and it's really cool, right? Super adventurous looking. There's some ominous looking creatures in the back. So there's a lot of things I love about this book, but let me first just let you know what the story is about. So the main character is this boy named Jack, who is an orphan, and he's had to change schools a lot. He's had to live with a bunch of different foster families, which kind of sucks. But it doesn't suck as much as what we find him doing in the beginning of the book, which is he's at a CVS picking up a eyeglass kit, which, okay, no big deal. But then he's battling a huge, vicious monster. What? Why would there be a monster at CVS? Well, in this book, in this story, is something going on called, well, what Jack calls the monster apocalypse. So basically, there are all these monsters roaming around. There's zombies. He started to label the different kinds of monsters. There's all kinds of different types and stuff like that. And some are faster than others. Some are smarter than others. One of the things that's really cool, though, about this is they don't really get into the why this is happening, which I thought was pretty brave, because as soon as you find out that there's monsters and zombies going around, you're like, well, why? What happened to cause this? Well, at least this book, and like I said, I'm only reviewing the first book so far, they don't really get into it. Basically, he just talks about how one day these monsters appeared, society started to collapse, and ever since then, he's been living in a treehouse in his latest foster family's yard. So his foster family, once this happened, they took off. A lot of people took off. Apparently, before the radios and the TVs and stuff shut down, there was this thing saying that out west, on the west coast, was a little bit better off. So people were heading that way. But Jack didn't get out, and now he's stuck in this town, and there's monsters everywhere. But it's not all bad, right? He's got all the Coke and Mountain Dew he can drink. He's got all the cookies and Oreos and whatever else he wants to snack on that he can find at the convenience stores. But he is a little bit lonely. So this book is mainly him and his quest to get more people to help him, basically form this team of monster slaying kids, or zombie slaying kids. So he recruits a few people to his cause. He finds his best friend, Quint, who he is super excited about, because Quint is like this genius, science genius. He's really good at putting things together and creating all these different technological marvels. And they also come across this bully that used to be a bully, this big Hulk of a kid named Dirk. And Dirk always used to kind of pick on Quint, because Quint was a little bit of the nerdy kid. But all those kind of societal roles break down a little bit when it's the monster apocalypse. So he joins their group as well, and he is like the big, brawny, buff person in their group. And then last but not least, the majority of the book is about them trying to track down this girl that Jack has a little bit of a crush on, named June. And June, the last time he saw June, she was running back into the school. Their eyes locked for a minute, and he thought that meant she wants him to come and rescue her. So they decide to armor up this car. They've got all these contraptions, and they're going to go and try to rescue June. Does she need to be rescued? You'll have to read it to find out. And even if she does need to be rescued, is that even where she is? Maybe she's not even holed up in the school anymore. So the story is really fun. It reminded me, and I hate comparing things all the time to Percy Jackson, because I think a lot of books do it, like, and authors do it, and blurbs and stuff are always saying, oh, it's just like Percy Jackson. But what reminded me of Percy Jackson in this book is that it's super, super funny. Like, the chapter titles were really funny in Percy Jackson. There is a ton of humor in this book, which you wouldn't think would be a thing when you're talking about monsters and zombies. But this book is hilarious. I cracked up a lot. I thought it was really a good time. So it doesn't take itself too seriously. There's all kinds of fun jokes in it. If you like adventure, if you like humor, which is why, like I said, comparing it to the Percy Jackson series, which is the things that I think of when I think of Percy Jackson, is fun and adventure. And this book is chock full of that. If you do like monsters, if you like zombies, this book is super hilarious. But the main thing that I really liked about it, that I did not know and was not expecting, is that there are a ton of illustrations in this book. And I just thought that that was so, so cool. There's a lot of them in here, and they help to tell the story as much as the text does. Okay, so I would not say that this book is like Diary of a Wimpy Kid or anything like that, but if you are a kid or you are a person that really, really loves graphic novels, and you really like books that are like in between, you know, books and graphic novels, I think this is a perfect fit for you, because it's more than a book, it's more than a graphic novel, it's a little bit of both, and it's really, really cool. Great illustrations, a really fun, awesome story, and I'm really excited to start reading the rest of the series, and when I do, I will come up here with another review, and we will talk about how those books hold up to the first one. The Last Kids on Earth. Don't miss it. It's a fun, fun thrill ride. Well, that's what we've got for you guys today. I hope that you're super excited to read this. I was really pleasantly surprised of how much I loved it. And like I said, I'm really looking forward to the next ones in the series. So please give this video a like. Thank you so, so much for watching. And you can come and pick this book up and the rest of the books in the series up at Farmington Community Library. Thank you so much for watching, friends, and have a wonderful rest of the day.